Taking detailed notes is a critical part of any OSINT investigation. Throughout your investigation, you will be gathering a large amount of information that you're going to need to be able to organize and present in a readable format. To help with that, we're going to be taking a look at a program called Cherry Tree. So, Cherry Tree here, as you can see, is a hierarchical note-taking application. As they say, rich text and syntax highlight storage of data, single XML or SQL-Lite file. And let's just scroll through here. We can see some screenshots. So the way it works is it's a lot like any other text editor where you take your notes, except for this one is actually pretty nice. As I say, it's hierarchical, so you can create a section and subsections, which is going to be real handy for organizing large amounts of data. So some of the other features in Cherry Tree are you could attach links, you can embed images, you can embed files, text, save to disk, PNGs, multi-level list, bulleted, numbered, to do, switch between them, multi-line, code boxes, as a built-in spell checker. You could save and print as a PDF file or HTML file rather. Also, you could password protect it, which is again going to be huge if you're worried about privacy. Drag and drop, and in here you can see a large wish list, which means that they're taking a look at and probably going to implement that at some point. Another great thing I like about Cherry Tree is that it's also available for Windows and Linux. So, let me close this out real quick. Unfortunately, Cherry Tree is not already installed on Bouscador, but it is pretty easy to install. So you could do it a couple ways. Either you could download it directly from the website, or you could do sudo apt-get space install space cherry tree. And the third option to install it is if you click on the show applications here in the search feature, you can just type in cherry tree. And you can see it come up in the App Store here. And it'll give you a quick little blurb about what Cherry Tree is along with the ratings, and you can click install. So I'm just going to run it from the terminal here. Let me rerun that. And I misspelled sudo. There we go. And I'm going to type in the password, OSINT. And it's going to ask me if I want to install it. I'm going to say yes. Okay, and cancel this because I reinstalled it. And if I go to show applications, I am just going to type in cherry tree. There we go. And I'm just going to run it real quick. Okay, so here's our program. As we can see here, we could add a note. So the node name is going to be what the your main section is going to be named. Then you could do rich text, plain text, automatic syntax, highlighting. You could put tags in there, so if your notation is going to be really large, you could just quickly type in a tag for it and find that particular section. Again, if you have a really large note, then that's going to be really handy to do. As you can see, it looks like a lot like any other word processor: bold, italic, underline, strikeout, and different tags in here. You could import from several other notation programs: Notecase, LeafPad, HTML files, Basket. I like Basket a lot. KeepNote is another great one. And you can change the formatting, and here's some of the tree information, importing nodes, insert today's note. That's a number of search features, collapsing notes. You can handle bookmarks. You could export to PDF, HTML, plain text file, single text file, export cherry tree documents, and of course your help section here. Okay, so I have a template that I built already for penetration testing and OSINT investigations. And I'm going to include this. Well, I'm going to include a clean copy of this in this section here also. So as the program said earlier, it is a hierarchical. So if I click on these little buttons here, you can see that these other sections are embedded in the subsection of it. So that makes it real handy. So as you see here, I have a cover page, which I have nothing on there at the moment. I have a disclaimer page, so I feel like when you do if you're presenting a proposal to someone, that it is good to have a disclaimer. That way they kind of know what to expect. So in mine, I just have that the information obtained will be shared with the previously specified individuals listed on the information page only. The information obtained will be gathered by publicly available information only. At no time will any techniques that involve the use of keyloggers, man-in-the-middle attacks, or any other direct pen testing techniques will be used in information. Gathering the information, the final report will be presented to the authorized client at the time of completion or at the request of the client. So the reason why I put that is so the client knows that since OSINT is an investigation and sometimes it can be really private, I want to make sure that they know that I'm only going to share that information with whoever they authorize me to. And it also helps build its scope of work. Also, I put down it's going to be on a clean VM image, which again I stress that if you're going to do OSINT, that I do recommend using a VM image and that you restore it to the previous state every time, to a clean state rather. And in here, just the client name, signature, and date signed. Now, if you decide to use the template that I present you, you're more than welcome to. I based some of this off of the CEH, EC Council CEH template for penetration testing and modified a little bit for OSINT. Feel free to modify however you want. So, other than that, in here I have work done, have I been pwned, which you're going to be taking a look at in the later sections. And in these subsections, you can create other subsections. So information obtained through search engines, you can see I have another page for employee details, login pages, internet portals, media, and other stuff. So as you can see, there's a lot of information here that you could break out and put in there, which is fantastic. So I went ahead and put a couple files in here, so, kind of like if it was actual OSINT investigation. So let me just demonstrate in here. So say we're investigating someone, you could type, like, again, this is just like any other notation program. So you could just start typing in more information on my target. Then if you want to highlight that stuff, you can just drag your mouse over, highlight, or rather bold, italicize, underline. If you want to do an attachment, you could just click Insert File, and in here we can attach any file we want. It could be a program, it could be a zip file. Matter of fact, let me just attach a zip file to show you. See, and here they have a zip file. You can embed pictures, you can embed video files. So there you go. And it just creates a really easy easy to read, easy to follow file format. And if we want to export this stuff out here, we could click this button here, Export PDF if you want. If you want to do a PDF file, depending how you have it broken out. My personal favorite is doing an HTML file, but let me show you the PDF function real quick. So I'm just going to drop this on the desktop here. Okay, let me drag this down a little bit here and double click this. And there's our PDF file for that particular section. But if we export to HTML, which is actually a better format, and here you could do text only, select node only. That's why the other one only showed the one page. Depending on if you want to show a preview or if you want to show everything. If you want to show everything, make sure you click this all the tree and click OK. Otherwise, you're only going to get a little section. Okay, let's put it on the desktop here. Make sure that exported out. Here's our folder here, OSINT pen test. And here's our HTML files here, so we can just click on these and see here, they can just navigate through here, cover page, OSINT, and just like any other web page, but it actually builds everything for us, so it's a lot quicker and easier. So let me find the other section that we were in where we embedded our files. Okay, there we go. So, and again in here we put a screenshot of a Naruto that we found on their social media site. So if we click that, it pulls up a photo that we found that we embedded on there. And if we go back to personal files, there we go. So personal files, there's our information. His Facebook ID was Naruto fan XXXXXYYY1123 blah blah blah. Profile picture included on the media page, more information, my target. Here's a zip file that we embedded in there. So if you click on that, you could download the file, you could open the file. So again, just a really incredible tool for organizing your information, for embedding every little bit of information that you found, photos, videos, program files, zip files, it doesn't matter. You can embed it in here and create just a really easy to read, easy to follow, find, and presentable format. Again, my personal preference is HTML, but your client may want a PDF file, which is, it'll come out fine too. You're just going to have a problem with the zip files. Again, this is Cherry Tree, and it's available for Linux, and it's also available for Windows.